guys, Yami Sorceress here, and we have something just amazing. I know I say that about pretty much all the unboxings, but this is extra special amazing. Can anyone guess why? Yeah, that's right. It's because it's Yami Bakura, and he is impossible to find. Not just in the fact that they make almost no figures of him, but this figure is so rare and ridiculously expensive whenever it sells out. Obviously, a lot of you have seen these figures flying around. These were pretty much the first real set of Yu-Gi-Oh figures, I want to say, or at least full-scale figures from the Yu-Gi-Oh series. So these have been flying around for a couple of years. Bakura, the first print was back in 2015, not too long ago. Yami Yugi was the first, of course. That was back, I want to say 2012? Is that right? Yes, I am correct. Back in 2012, Yami Yugi first came out. But then following Yami Yugi, we had tons more. Pretty much followed very closely by Seto Kaiba, then there's Joronji, then we have Merrick, both the Yami version and his normal self, and Bakura, and please, we cannot forget the Dark Magician and the Dark Magician Girl. So these have been very popular amongst the Yu-Gi-Oh community and for collectors alike. But the problem is finding them. Especially the Bakura one, and even to an extent, the Merrick, the original one, and even the Yami Merrick one, though regular Merrick, pretty hard to find. It's that exposed torso, isn't it, ladies? So I'm starting these unboxings now because many of you know this month, yes, we are going to get Pharaoh Atem in all his glory that will go with this particular figure series from Kotobukiya. So immediately when I get that box sometime this month, that will be unboxed immediately. But to start off, I am going to toss it to you guys for a little vote. So I have these figures. The only one I will not be unboxing is Yami Yugi. That's because he was already unboxed years ago. Sorry. But I am going to ask you guys in the comments below what character you want me to unbox next. So here are your choices. You have Joronji, Seto Kaiba, Yami Merrick, and regular Merrick. So cast your vote at the bottom. And fair warning, whenever Atem is released, he will obviously be the immediate one to unbox. But cast a vote, and then we will go from there. Go to the bottom. And if you guys don't vote, well, I pretty much just juggle boxes until I feel like dropping a couple of them, and then whatever's left in my hand, yeah, we're unboxing that. Alright, let's get to it, because I'm just so happy that I got this figure. So let's start with what the box details are. If you choose to get this figure, what should you be looking for to make sure it is authentic? So first, let's start with the center. Obviously, you see him through the clear plastic. Very cool, and you can even see that he is the most delicate figure out of the Kotobukiya bunch that they have released. We will go into a little bit more of this once we open it, but here are all the things that you need to look forward to. First off, look at all the bottom, all of your little logos there. So you should have Japan Art FX, with like a messed up J there, and a Kotobukiya sign at the bottom. Next, do not forget your black NAS sticker right at the top there. And same with all the sides going around. You should have a Kotobukiya logo on the bottom of every single side of this box, because there are a lot of fake ones, especially from this line. So if you do not see the Kotobukiya on every single side of the box, sorry, you pretty much have a fake. But let's go into this, is that they do make such a good job with their boxes at Kotobukiya from this series. So you have the Millennium Ring, and then you have kind of that Millennium puzzle shape right in the center. It's see-through. I don't know, I just really like their box designs, especially the blue on this. It's like he's kind of going watery. Backside, so you can pretty much, yeah, not really, but you can see his head from the back, kind of, but it's pretty much the same as the side. Last side, Bakura in all of his glory. Yu-Gi-Oh! Down the center here, and just an absolute lovely photo. I love his pose in general. It just looks more three-dimensional. in my mind, that there's more action going on with this particular figure compared to the other Kotobukiya figures. Top side, there you have it in his anime form right there. Another Kotobukiya symbol right there, as well as the Art FX symbol right on the top there, and you can see downward onto the top of his head. And finally, on the bottom, we have all the information of do not eat it, do not shove it down your throat, do not shove it down the toilet, whatever they say about it. Though they do have an English part here. So caution, product contains functionally sharp edges or points. Exercise care during unpacking and assembly. It's like you're imagining that there's blades in here. Okay, enough random talk. Let's cut the tape and open this and look at it. Yes, so excited. I don't want to rip the box. I really like the colors of this box. So while I am opening this, I must say to you guys that this is the second printing of this particular figure. Because the first printing in 2015, those sold immediately overnight. You could not find them, and if you did find them at an anime convention or some shop or whatever, it was literally $300. I'm not kidding. Even go off of Amazon right now and you will probably find one for $300. And I have noticed that all of these boxes range in size depending on the pose, and I must say Bakura's is pretty large. But in the center here, we do have a purplish background. So now the blue has changed to purple. So it's like purple water cascading down the inside of the box. And here he is. Oh, let's get the directions off. Hopefully we don't require the directions for this. It's not a Figma. We don't have to worry about removing parts. Well, except for the arm, but that really doesn't count. While I am opening this ever so carefully, is that the reason you want to do this very carefully, it all has to do with Bakura's Millennium ring that you can kind of see hanging off of his neck through the plastic. Is that I've heard so many sad tales of when trying to open the box, it kind of broke off. Because it is kind of levitated off of his chest and hanging out of midair. I just don't want to break it. Breathe, Yami, breathe. And here we go, wrapped in plastic, and I'll show you guys in a minute, but that demonic smile. Yeah. Okay, so he comes wrapped in plastic, and I will bring the camera closer for your inspection as well. And here comes that insane part where you don't want to break off that Millennium ring. Come on, little piece of plastic. There we go. And one more. And there he is. Yes. I'm too excited about this. Sorry, guys. So immediately the first thing that you will probably notice, or at least I notice with Kotobukiya figures, is just their paint job. The shading that they do on all of their figures, especially the Yu-Gi-Oh line, phenomenal in every single way. I love the color of his coat. It's just absolutely amazing. I can't say anything else. It's nice light blue, but you do see that there's some darker blues in there, some white detailing for the light hitting the coat. It's just a really beautiful paint job all in all. Let alone the hair. I mean, first off, just sculpting that mess. Oh, okay. Yes, Yami Yugi does have insane hair as well. But have you ever really looked at Bakura's hair, for example? I mean, Bakura's hair is... How did you somehow split it up into your certain little spikes? Let alone that these little front spikes right here. So originally, Bakura is supposed to have white hair, or at least this is how many of us picture it in the manga and the TV show. With this particular figure is that it's not really white. You do see a lot of purple going through. It's subtle purple. It doesn't really take away, but it's still a very nice color that they chose for his hair. In my mind, if they would have left it white with some gray shadowing, it probably would not have brought out the figure as much. So I applaud Kotobukiya for their decision to kind of make it on the purple side. And let's just take a moment to just look at the striped shirt. I like to call it the sailor shirt. But they did the stripes very nicely. It even so much as looks like each stripe is almost sculptured individually from each other, but really it's just a very good paint job. And they don't state this or show it in the pictures when you buy the figure, so this was a nice treat for me. You can't really see it very well. It probably should have been a little bit more further down on his left arm, but you do see the bloody bandage. And Bakura obtained this in season 3, I believe, during when Merrick came in. So when he pretty much gets stabbed in the arm. So it's a nice little treat, and you can pinpoint where the series is when they were sculpting these particular figures. I mean, it's a nice little red-blooded stain print right up there. If the camera even picks that up. Let's try and focus it a bit more. Yeah, there you go. So you get your tiny little blooded little stain there. But while we are enjoying him up close, let's just take a look at that devious smirk, that devious smile on his face. I think it just makes the figure right there, just that smile, just those eyes, everything about this facial expression, I think makes this figure. It's so evil. If any of you have watched Little Karibo's Abridged series, all I can think about now is just a British accent for him, an evil British accent. But here we have a nice view of the Millennium Necklace that is coming off. It is suspended. I can slip my finger right through, and this is the most delicate part of this figure. If you guys get this, be super careful, because this is probably the most delicate Yu-Gi-Oh figure that there is out there, at least on the Kotobukiya line, so just be extremely cautious. Now, if there's one flaw that I have to say about this figure, and it's not too big of a problem, it's the shoes. I mean, to me, the shoes do not look very detailed. Sure, there's a little bit of detailing going throughout, but for the most part, it just seemed it was sculpted in a little bit of a hurry and then spray painted very fast. There's not too many mistakes. A little bit of the paint from the blue goes into the white where the laces are, but really unless you're up close and personal inspecting it, you're not going to really see it as much. And like all the other Yu-Gi-Oh stands, they are on what I like to call cracked concrete. All of the other Yu-Gi-Oh figures from this line, they are on this similar stand. I do like it. It's much better than just a simple plastic or transparent stand. It does give more of an added effect to these guys. And just a little bit more on the back side of this figure. I'm very impressed with the pants. It kind of slips my mind that his pant color is kind of the same as his hair color, which I never really thought or noticed. But let's just admire the bum for a moment, because that is a very well sculpted British bum. Yes, it is. I just love the shading and the detail throughout the pants in general. Is that first, they did take the time to carve out the pockets on the back of the jeans, and then just include some of these folds and wrinkles that you would usually see upon a person wearing pants or jeans in general. It's just a really well done sculpture all around. Now, in addition to this lovely figure, you do get a couple little accessories, so he doesn't always have to be like this. Come on, you want to change your figures around sometimes. Just like every other character from the Kotobukiya series, you do get your stack of cards, because please, it would not be Yu-Gi-Oh without the Duel Monster cards. So you get your stack of 5, and they are the original Duel Monster cards, so the picture from what we are used to on the back side of the card. And then you have, well, kind of blank ones. There we go. So nothing too amazing, but please, it's not like what we are seeing now with the Dark-Sided Dimensions, how all the cards have changed their look. But there you go, the original one, and then you have one single small card. And fair warning, this one will get lost eventually. You might as well just tape it to your figure. And finally, you have an extra arm, because Bakura would just love to have an extra arm. And the nice thing about it is that they kept with the detail. You still have the bandage with the little bloody spot on there where he holds his Duel Disk, and that's really nice. So they haven't really forgotten about the bandage upon his arm. Now, it's still the same shape as the arm that is already attached. Still the same finger, still the same hold, everything. The only difference is that now you have a dual disc. Now this dual disc, I mean, gorgeous, right? It's one of those things that you just want yourself. The blue color that they used for this is amazing. It does have a little bit of a glossy effect if the camera is picking that up. And they even went so far as to include the life points on there. So 4,000 life points. In conclusion, Duel Disk is just really well made. Nice sculpture, nice paint job, and looks exactly like if it were coming out of the anime. It's just an amazing sculpturing and paint job overall. So personally, I am going to change his arm, and this arm comes out really, really easy. So let's actually give you an arm back so that you are not dueling one-handed. It does slip in very easy, and it is a secure fit, so this is not going anywhere. And finally, on the top of his hand, you will insert the one card so that he's holding it. And here's the problem with these figures, or at least many people complain, is that a lot of the time these cards do not stick very well. They aren't held by the figure very well. And that is a problem because they will fall out. So be prepared to go hunting for cards. But another problem is that the fingers are so long that they kind of cover up the dual card on the top. So in one respect, you really would not be able to tell if the card is missing. And already I'm having trouble getting the card to stick. There we go. And finally, in his dual disc hand, we place the stack of 5 cards. And this should go in a little bit more securely just because the 5 stack cards is a bit thicker. Yep, a little bit more secure. And there we go. Simple installation. Good job, Bakura. I'll save your arm somewhere. There you go. And now for the moment that some of you have been waiting for. Where can I get him? Because I need him in all his Britishness. All of his evilness. The good news. I'm so happy I did an unboxing of him today because when he went out for pre-order, it immediately pretty much just sold out. And when it was released, there were no extra copies. There are extra copies now. Hobby Search and AmiAmi both just got a shipment in. So go and get it because pretty much by the end of this week it will most likely be sold out again. Hobby Search is your best bet this time. Usually AmiAmi has it a little bit lower of a price, but Hobby Search right now, 8,550 yen, approximately $74.21. That's a very fair price for a Kotobukiya figure, especially one as detailed as this, and especially with how rare this particular figure is. I'm really sorry, Bakura, I'm sorry, I just like the arm idea on your head. If you're an AmiAmi fan and you have points racked up, it's a little bit more pricey. It's at 8,720 yen. What I have found with AmiAmi though is that their shipping prices are a little bit higher than Hobby Search, so I tend to fall back on Hobby Search most of the time. Your choice though. Whatever you do though, don't get this off of Amazon or eBay. Amazon right now, it's not in stock until April 30th, 2017, but it is $100 plus $20 shipping. $120? No. Please go to Hobby Search AmiAmi. You will get it for much cheaper. It is authentic. eBay, I mean, now you're risking probably getting a fake figure. I would not spend price $74. Yes, that is authentic, but if you see a price listing of $20, $40, even $50 on eBay, it's fake. Come on, guys. Don't be ripped off. It's not real. I know the price is good, but it's not real. Seriously, though, is that this is the second printing of this figure. And between the first and the second one, you would find this figure up on eBay for $300, even $400 sometimes because it was that rare. Kotobukiya did not ship out a lot of the Bakura ones to begin with, and it was pretty disastrous. But thanks to the 20th anniversary movie of The Dark Side of Dimensions, we are getting another rerun of all of the figures. So this is probably your last chance to pick up one of these figures, if not all of the figures. They are all out. You can pretty much get them for a fair price at the moment. The only one that has not been re-released yet is the Dark Magician. But this is also surrounding the fact that Kotobukiya is finally releasing Pharaoh Atem, and he is coming out once again this month. He will immediately be unboxed once I get him, but for the moment, you guys get to vote for the next unboxing. So please leave a comment. I will close the polls Monday night. Usually I do my video recordings on Tuesdays, so you have a few days. Please comment, which one of these do you want to see unboxed next? The choice is up to you. Da 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 da. The only one that is not listed on here is the Dark Magician girl. She does not come out until April. I did not pre-order her. Not sure why, probably because I have so many of her figures. But probably once she is released, I will put in an order for her. And that is all for this week's unboxing. I hope you guys enjoyed it with Bakura, his bloody arm, and me. If you guys like this unboxing, if you like all the weird stuff that I do, please go to the bottom. Punch that like button right in the face. Even better, subscribe to me. I will love you all forever. I love to entertain you all with all the crazy shenanigans that I do. In the meantime, Yami Sorceress is out. Thank you for joining.